So I really like Boltund, and I kind of wish that I wish they would have either decided to give him just more attack, or they would have decided to give him, he's very one-dimensional in my opinion. Like, he has high speed, and I think the best way to run him is this. It's just high speed and attack with a sash, because he doesn't do a ton of damage. He has a low attack stat. So it kind of sucks. That's why I'm like, I wish they would have made him better to where he could have either had more attack, or even if they didn't give him more attack, just give him better special moves, because he has, like, those are his only two special options, are Hyper Voice and Thunderbolt. Like, if you look at the moves he gets that are special, it's like, it's literally normal and electric with Snarl, because there's no hidden power, and that's it. So I wish they would have gave him better moves, honestly. If you were going to make him split like this, you could have gave him better stuff, because he's very, like, he's one-dimensional in that case. Like, there's nothing he can do. Like, and this is the best way I think to run him, is just Adamant or Jolly with a sash and just a bunch of Fang moves, because he gets strong Fangs, and his hidden ability is competitive, but you can't get that yet. Which, even with competitive, he has no special moves to even take advantage of that. So I hope in the DLC they give him special, like they give him move tutors or something. I hope they do. But I think these are the only Fang moves he learns. Like, these are the best physical moves he learns. He has Facade, Double Edge, but with the Fang boost and the stab, or not the stab, but the Fang boost and they give him good coverage. And Thunderfang actually is more damage than Wild Charge, and you don't take the recoil, but especially with the sash, because you don't want the recoil anyway. But it has, I think, what, 5% less accuracy, but it does more damage. So to me, it's worth it for the 5% chance to miss. But I think it's the best way to run him. He's just one-dimensional, because like he doesn't learn. I think Life Orb's also decent, but he doesn't do a ton of damage because he doesn't have his low attack, but he has decent speed and low stats everywhere else. But these are some of the other moves he learns. I wouldn't use Band on, again, he doesn't do enough damage for Band. He's fast enough to where Choice Scarf doesn't really matter, sort of. Like, I don't know, like there's not many situations where Choice Scarf matters, especially because he doesn't one-shot anything. But he learns Charm, which lowers their attack, and Area Impulse, which lowers their special attack. But even with that, he only has a chance to survive. He learns Facade if you get statused. So if you get burned, Facade's really good. But I don't know which move you would replace. You can't get rid of Thunderfang. It would have to be Fire Fang, honestly, because these two do over 100 damage with Strong Fang. Yeah, I wish they would buff these Fang moves. It kind of sucks that they're so weak, especially with Psychic Fang being 85. But that's what he doesn't learn. He's too frail for bulk up. Agility doesn't matter because he's so fast. He won't survive. Double Edge has recoil. Like, that's when, like, he's not substitute. There's no point to substitute because any hit will break it. Like, that's high risk as substitute. You could run it, but he also learns Dig for the Dig is decent if you're going to Dynamax him. Dig is decent because you'll get the ground coverage. But if you're not gonna Dynamax, which I wouldn't recommend. There are better Dynamax Pokemon than him. Dig would work if you're gonna Dynamax, but other than that, that's really all. He doesn't learn. Like, that's the thing that screws him. He's pure electric, and most electric types don't learn good moves. Snarl is literally the only special move that's not normal electric, and it does 55 damage. Or it's 55 power. It's not great. And that's why I'm like, I wish they would have either gave him higher attack or gave him better special moves, because they could have. I feel like they dropped the ball with Boltund, and he looks nice though too. That's the other thing. But just one-dimensional. Like, the only other way you can really run him is Adamant with the sash, but then you worry about getting outsped. Priority. Also, a good thing about Psychic Fangs too, if you do end up Dynamaxing him, is it gets rid of priority. So you could be at 1 health. Like, it's really good. Like, it's not the best. Like, if he's your last one and you have to Dynamax, if you use the last one and you have Dynamax, then it works. But if not, because you could take the hit, get sashed, and then use Psychic, the Dynamax Psychic, and they can't use priority, which is decent. Or just use it. I wouldn't Dynamax them. I feel like they're better ones, but if you have to, that's pretty good. But other than that, I don't. Boltund's like, he's good. Like, he could be a good, like, revenge, or just if he outspeeds and they're low health or something like that, or just they can't one shot, or they can't. If he has super effective, pretty much anything. Fire Fang does good against Ferrothorn, but like Ferrothorn takes you with Iron Barb, so it doesn't really matter if Ferrothorn attacks. But it's like, unless you get a super effective hit with one of these moves, it doesn't really matter. Like, he's not gonna do enough. He needs a 2-shot, and because he doesn't 1-shot enough. But he's just a 1-trick pony to me. I mean, he does it decent, but I think there's better, like Barraskewda, and some of them are just better at what he does, and they have better coverage than him. Like, and he gets outsped by a lot. Like, Jolteon is, I think he's like a worse Jolteon. He's like a worse physical Jolteon. He's slower, and he does less. He's literally slower and does less damage. No, I think he probably does about the same as Jolteon because of the strong fangs. Not sure, what is it called? Strong jaw. He probably does about the same. He has less attack stat, but he gets the boost from all his moves, pretty much, from his best moves. So he's like a slower Jolteon, pretty much. He's a slower, frailer Jolteon, which is not great, especially because Jolteon literally does what he does, but better. But yeah, that's Boltund.